So this is a review of the Petzl VIZEN Mesh. Petzl makes a metal mesh visor that flips down on the front of their Vertex and Strato helmets. They also have a clear visor that flips down, and then they've got a couple plastic goggles that flip up and down. The review on the goggles tend to be that they scratch pretty easy, and then the clear plastic visor that flips down is more for like chemical splash and electrical hazards. But as an arborist, the metal mesh really appealed to me, and it's mentioned in the instructions that it's specifically designed for flying wood chips. And if you've ever been smacked in the face by a branch being pulled into a chipper, you really know the advantage of having a face shield. So that's why I went ahead with this. There are a couple other aftermarket mesh visors that clip into the groove for the hearing protection, but the pivot point is so much farther back, so that way when the visor flips up, it goes almost to the very top of the helmet. And I've got a GoPro mount there. I suppose I could remove the GoPro mount and put it like on the side or farther back, but I was really hoping to have something that would tip up more in the front. Where the VIZEN Mesh mounts is right above the harness, the support harness adjustment. This little black clip, this is the one that comes with the helmet, and you take like a carb adjustment screwdriver, and there's a little flat spot right in the front of that, and you just pry that back, and that little clip pops right out. And on the back side of it, you can see that there's an L. This is the left side of the helmet, and then on the one on the right, there's an R. So when you're looking in the box and you've got these metal clips that have a pivot point on it that the mesh visor pivots on, you'll notice they have an L and an R written on the front of them. There, you can see that there's an L on that one. So this goes on the left side of the helmet, and it's a bit of a snug fit. Pops in there like that, and you slide it down a little bit, so it's a little bit down. It pops in, and then as it goes up, as you pop it up, it clips into place. So you set the one side in, and then you tip it forward, and then it pops up into place. So I've already done the right side. You see it's got the tab right there. And so now that we have these clips in place, then the visor has this spring-loaded, what do they call it? They call it the easy clip. So you can just spring-load that, and that little hole right there is what slides onto that post. There's a groove on the post, so squeeze that clip, lock that in place, squeeze the clip, lock that side in place. Now, flips up and out of the way, flips down. If I'm not using it, press the easy clips, take it off. So it works pretty slick. To be honest, it's a little flimsier than I expected it to be. I don't know how long it'll last, but I do like that it pops on and off. It was, I think $78 is what I paid for it, but hopefully it'll keep my face protected when I'm climbing, when I'm cutting bigger chunks. Let's see if I can line it up. I've only used it so far with my weed eater, but it worked really good for keeping the brush out of my face. The Petzl Vertex Vent helmet, I really like. It is, and I need to figure out how to adjust the harness a little bit lower, because it likes to get up underneath my ear. I find like it'll rub my ears. If it ends up being a long day, it'll rub in front. It'll get kind of raw. So I need to figure out how to adjust those down so that way there's a little more clearance between the bottom of my ear and the bottom of that. I installed the Cardo Packtalk BOLD intercom system. I looked at the Sena systems, and some of the reviews said that when you went out of range but then returned, it didn't automatically reconnect in a lot of cases, whereas that was a big selling point with the Cardo Packtalk. They do reconnect. If I've got somebody running a load to the dump, I can tell when they're within a block or two of me, because their audio jumps right in, and there's no reconnecting. It's just 1 minute I'm listening to music, next minute my music dims just a little bit and I can hear them talking. So it works really well. Not to mention the microphone doesn't. I am surprised with how good the microphone does on filtering out chainsaw noise. So we have really good communication in that aspect. And then I've got the 3M Peltor that I routed the Cardo Packtalk into, so those work really well. And then I used hot glue gun to coil up all the excess wire to keep it all retained. So yeah, I'm a fan. One thing that was kind of surprising, this is the Petzl Vertex Vent hi-viz, which means that it's got the reflective stickers, but it also has these, which, like, if you have a like a headlight with a stretchy band, those will clip up into that. This is glow in the dark, and so is that on the back. So that was kind of interesting. Not that you're going to be working in the dark, but a whole lot. But I suppose if you were spelunking in a cave, that might make the difference between seeing somebody and not seeing somebody. So kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's there wasn't a lot of reviews on the VIZEN Mesh, but so I figured I'd buy one, try it out. And these only clip onto the Vertex that are 2019 and later, which I happen to have a 2019 model helmet.